Hello and welcome to this video. So here I'm going to show a really fun and crazy game. So firstly, I will show you the game and secondly, I will show you the code how you can make the same game. So I'll start by playing. So game starts and this is a dog named Dot whom you need to move here and there in order to get scores. But if the guy in the red t-shirt named Ben touches the dog, then your score is back to zero again. So you need to protect Dot from Ben and get scoring. So that's it. Now let's start with the code. So I will start with a fresh new project. Here goes my project. Number one, remove the cat. Now let's choose the backdrop. So step number one is choosing the backdrop. So here I suggest you to go for the baseball too. Okay, that's it. Now I will be choosing my sprites. So number one, I will choose the baseball, and number two, I will choose Dot. That's it. Okay, now let me focus on the size. So the size for the baseball will be 50 because I want it to be a little bit smaller, and the size for Dot will be 70. So firstly, we will make the key movements, like we will be adding the key movements to make Dot move here and there. So how to do that? Come to the events block and add when green flag click. So when green flag is clicked, the game should start. Now bring the if then block and from the sensing option, add this one that says key space pressed and change space to up arrow. Now, if up arrow is pressed, we want Dot to move in the upward direction, which means we want to change the y axis. Okay, so change y by 10 and duplicate this and make up arrow to a down arrow and change y axis this time by a negative value. Okay, so let's put this inside a forever block and let's check it out. Okay, so Dot is moving up and down but not yet moving left and right. So how to do that? So I'll be creating this duplicate again and changing the down arrow to a right arrow. But this time y axis won't work. So this time you need to change the x axis. Okay, so change x by 10. Now duplicate this again and change the right arrow to left arrow and change x axis by a negative value, negative 10. So that's it. So now your dog will move in all the directions. So that's great. So now let's add the code for the baseball. So when the dog touches the baseball, we want the baseball to immediately move to a random position. So how to do that? So add the green flag and from the motions bring go to random position. But this needs to happen on a loop. So at the forever block. Okay, but what about the scores? I mean, it just can't move here and there, right? So scores needs to be there because it's a game. Come on. So if you don't know how you can add scores, let me tell you. Come to this circle that says variables. Now click on make a variable. So make a variable and name it as score. That's it. Pretty simple, right? Click on OK. So here comes the scoreboard, which is set to 0. That's great. Now from here, choose set variable to 0 and change variable to score and add it in the beginning, that is above forever block. Don't put it inside the forever block. Okay, so when the green flag is clicked, no matter what was the previous score, the score will start again from 0, right? And now whenever Dot will touch the ball will go to a random position and the score will change. So change my variable, make it change score by 1. But wait a second, we have not added any condition, so it's not going to work anyway. So we need to add the if then block and put it inside the forever block. So inside the diamond we need to put if touching mouse pointer and change mouse pointer to touching Dot. So if baseball is touching Dot, then all the things will happen. So let's try this on the full screen. Yes, the Dot is moving here and there. And okay, as you can see that Whenever dot touches the ball, I get a score and it moves to a random position. So, okay, but it's quite not fun yet. So, why don't we add some sound when the ball touches like this? So, there goes the pop sound, right? So, at least it's quite lively this time. Okay, so that's it for the first part of the game. Watch the next video to learn the rest of the game.